Round 3 of the VollGazz Racing Moto2 League. We join you here live from Jerez in Spain for the 10-minute qualifying of the first of one of the two races we have tonight. So again, we have pretty much a full packed field, but unfortunately Joey isn't with us today, so he won't be riding. We have decent lineup today. We have both of them, VollGazz and Jack Hammer, as well as also riding full time in this one, as he has his commentating duties for the main league and the junior, along with myself on the Saturday and Sunday, but he's out on tracks on Monday. And so far he's 100 streak out of the 4 races we've had of Moto2, 4 out of 4. Made himself a bit tricky for himself on the last race, the second race of Brno last week, and he's quite lucky to get the win, but I'm sure he'll be hoping once again to do a double. And Josh is joining us again this weekend, as last week he had some issues, so he had to not be with us last week, but he's back out on the Moto2 today, aboard his Red Bull KTM bike. At the moment, multiple guys on the lap: Jack Hammer, Gammy, Jack Berman, Josh, G Silky, Joe about to start his lap, I believe. Nelson is also on the lap, so I think Gammy is the first person out and will most likely be the first person to set a lap around here at Jerez. So Jack and G Silky close by each other as well, but Gammy now coming out the final corner as he drives that Galax out there, and he goes across the line to do a 39.7. The Jack now. Here he comes. He's on 3 reds, so he's looking to improve that now. Goes with a 37.7 straight out the box. Incredible. G Silky, 5.9 off, so G Silky is one to look out for. He's not long got the game, but I think over the season he'll be improving massively. Joe is next. Oh, but Mogsy's come out the pits and he's in his way. It looks, oh no, Mogsy's on the lap as well. My apologies. Joe and Mogsy now. As they drive their bikes out that final corner. Joe looking to probably get in Mogsy's slipstream there. And they both cross the line. Joe goes into second, 1.5 of Jack Hammer. And Mogsy slots into 6, 2.7 off. Finley goes into 5th there with a 2.3 seconds off. G Silky once again on a hot lap aboard the Patrona Sprinter Racing. This is a very British orientated field, which is nice to see. It's almost like a British Cup in a way, with the Dutchman Nelson and the Irishman of Jerez dropped into the mix. Jack Berman now coming out and about to go to turn 7 and 8, it looks like, but he makes a mistake and runs on. I believe he was following Mike, so he's probably looking to get a nice little marker there. G Silky once again improving and about to cross the line, and he improves massively there. 2.6 seconds improvement. Incredible.
Oh my dear lord.
Mike Taylor, 3 personal best, looking to set his first lap of the session, with Jack Hammer currently on 2 red sectors, looking to extend that gap even further. So here we go, Mike coming out of the final corner aboard that Sky VR46 racing team, and he goes into 9th. So currently Jack Berman aboard the KTM yet to set a lap as he goes to start a new one, but Jack Hammer coming into the final corner as he gets a nice line through there and gets a good exit. So Jack does look like he's going to improve, and does he improve? He does, to a 0.3. 2 tenths improvement there. Finley once again on 2 personal best sectors, with Gammy on a grey in the second, but hopefully he'll be able to get that orange in the third. Yeah, and he does. So those two guys coming through that final sector now. Nobody else near the end of the lap, so we could purely focus on these two. Finley coming into the final corner. Gami follows him. Finley running on. That's interesting, something's happened there. He might have been validated maybe. But here comes Gami then across the line. Will he improve? And he does, wow, to second position. So Jack Berman, the only rider at the moment on the 2-second lap, is hoping he can have a good result here. Yep, Jack Berman. Hopefully he can get this lap correct and he potentially set a new lap here. But running a bit on the green, so hopefully he doesn't do it again in the next one. He doesn't, so we're not gonna worry too much about that. And now squirting it out across the line. And what time is he gonna do? Goes into 5th. Wow, nice. With a 1:39.7. Right, Taylor as well now. About to improve, but Mogsy also improving, coming across the line now. And he does improve to 4th, 2.2 off with a big improvement. Right, Taylor now. Hopefully he can put a good lap in here. Across the line. Jumps into 9th. Just ahead of Gisoki though, so good to see Mike Taylor and Gisoki have a bit of a battle in this session here. Joe, how's Joe doing? Okay, Joe coming through the last fast section of the track. Nelson coming out the final corner as well now. We'll see Joe come up the back in a minute. There he is, and Nelson, second position. Joe into second again. So Joe and Nelson hitting on that front row. Then VollGazz still 1-2, and Mark VDS 3 and 4th currently. Gami improving further, Mogsy improving further, Finley improving further, and also Josh improving further. So a lot of guys here that are improving their laps. And did I just see Jack Hammer improve his lap time?
I did.
I'm not too sure, he might have. I might have missed that, but Jack 1.2 out in front currently from his teammate Joe. Gami running a bit wide there, but that might have compromised his run a little bit. Here comes Gami across the line. See what time they'll do. Improves by about 0.2, 0.3 of a second there. Jack Berman. Coming into the final corner. With 1 minute left of the session, so Jack Berman can get another lap in now. So here he goes then. Across the line, will he move up any positions? He does. He moves in. No, he doesn't, sorry, he stays in where he stands in 5th position, but improves his time slightly. Mike Taylor now. Coming into the final corner. I think a better line through there than the last time, so hopefully this will be a slight improvement. And across the line, and does improve the time. Nobody else currently on a lap apart from Nelson, who is the next person to looks like to be crossing the line, so we can keep an eye on Nelson. Season 1 champion of the main VollGazz racing class, and who is currently leading the championship Season 3 in the main class after 2 races. And doing a pretty good job in the Moto 2 as well. I'm having a bit of issues here, guys, with connections, just bear with me. Nelson coming across the line now. Doesn't improve. Very strange. Jack Berman gone grey in the third. But Mogsy, who I believe is following Jack Berman, he is. So Mogsy, looking at Jack Berman, there's a potential marker to get his sights on, to push hard for a good lap. And runs a bit on the green there, but didn't gain too much ground. There you go, then across the line, Jack Berman does improve with 9th position, and Mogsy now has improved and stepped into 5th position. G Silky does improve to 9th, just slipping ahead of Mike. So we have 2nd, 3rd and 4th fairly close to one another, with Mogsy and Jack Berman less than about 0.1 from each other. Josh now, I think, was the last person to cross the line. He is and does not improve. So, your lineup for race 1 of the VollGazz Racing Moto 2 for the grid of race 1 is on pole Jack Hammer once again with a 1:37.
Oh no. Oh dear, I think he's DC'd.
Uh-oh.
Alright, oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I guess, yeah. They can read, it's fine.
I don't think Dick wanted to read them out.
Yeah.
It crossed my mind, but I was like, nah.
I think
Nah. The guys can read, it's all good.
Or hopefully they can.
Yeah.
Wonder what his choice words are at this moment.
Oh, he's returned.
Oh.
So we're going to join the party any second now.
Actually, I'm not
Hopefully
ready.
that doesn't happen to him during the race.
Otherwise, we will have a really...
I go into turn 1, I go into turn 2. Oh, and a little bit of a wheelie here into turn 3.
Uh-oh.
Wonder if he's going to have to reset his PS5. Hope that's not the case.
Uh-oh. Not again. Every time he does the league race, it always happens. Only when he does this race. Oh, we're going.
Yeah, he's just reset his PS. There's been a collision.
Holy
collision.
moly.
Or a crash.
Understatement, a collision.
Well, I didn't see it. So I take the whole shot, Gammy in second. Bindley's passed Nelson, so Nelson Jr. passes Nelson. Now to what was the dry sack corner.
Side Moxie. I ran into a lot. Eyes on the inside of
This is next level. G Silky's past Mogsy somewhere.
warning. I think that's an understatement. I think put on a strike there.
Oh, he's back. Into the final corner we go. Go on, Joe. Hurry up, these two having a battle for second place.
Oh my god.
Just battle for second, just cool down a little bit, probably just trying to... whoever's in front of... Oh no! Junior has gone down. The both Red Bull IOKTMs, your Calexes, have both gone down during the first lap and a half of this race. As we now enter the last 2/3 of the race. I lead. No idea who's second, I think it's Gammy. And I think Joe's third.
Currently it's Jack, Gammy, Joe, Finley, G Silky.
Moxie from the outside open. That's not.
Two Skybacks making overtakes. Nelson trying to fight his way through. Currently tied second in the championship with Joe. Things go the way they are, it's not going to stay the same.
Oh, where's Moxie gone?
This battle's going on for P8 as Joe and Gammy are now battling through the last sector. Could potentially be moving to the final corner.
Jack,
As
are
we
you
now-
watching the stream
halfway.
of racing?
No, I'm just guessing. Just guessing. I'm just seeing what's happening on the side. I'm like, well, I know these two are battling. I don't know, and I just guess where they are. I mean, because it's Gammy and Joe, I have an idea where they are. But with like the rest of them, I don't have a clue.
Nelson just done 2 in one corner.
This is the ultimate commentating, having no idea where anyone is, but still commentating.
Oh my god.
Got to improvise. As I believe most of the riders now will be in the second sector as I enter the third. A gap's open between second and third place. After their little tangle through the last sector of the previous lap. Now also we're looking to repeat the performance of yesterday's race and perform an ultimate comeback. Time is not on his side though this time, he hasn't got as many laps to catch up. But if people make mistakes, it'll make things a lot easier for him. I currently leave with a gap of 6.8 seconds. And someone's going through turn 8. The battle for the second still rages on as whoever that is in 4th place, in the right place to pick up the pieces, as Nelson now jumps into 5th place. I believe that is actually, I think it's Finley in 4th, so we could be looking for a second ever podium. And Mugsy's gone down.
Mugsy's crashed on the straight.
As Mike has overtaken Josh. Nelson's dropped, so Nelson might have been involved in something. Mugsy's disconnected or left the session. As Nelson is now being retaken by G Silky for his 5th place. As Nelson retakes back position from G Silky. I currently have a lead of 8.3 seconds in the second sector. As Mike now makes his move on G Silky for P6, these two having a tangle for P6, after having a tangle in qualifying.
They've had another tangle on the track, yeah.
Jeff is back returning for the final lap. Here we go, last lap time. I set a fastest lap of a 1:38.2. As the battle for second still rages on and potential last corner dive bomb from whoever's in 3rd place up for grabs. This chap is enjoying the party. Hopefully he can take over.
Right, so I'm hoping that it doesn't absolutely poop its pants again, because it seems to like to do that just before a race, and then comes back when the sprint race is finishing. But yeah, we have Mr. Jack Hammer, who has somehow commentated on this race while I have been having my issues. Whilst absolutely smashing the field, 9.4 seconds out in front, with Gami in 2nd position, Joe closely following behind him. So we could see a final move coming in this race. Yeah, please do. I believe Mogsy's DQ'd or something.
Possibly.
Gami seems to have the gap on Joe, which would actually be a bit of a blow for Joe's championship charge in the Moto 2. And here we go, the final corner. As Jack crosses the line to win. 5 out of 5. And here comes Gami, he does beat Joe. Gami in 2nd position, Joe in 3rd, with Finley crossing in 4th, good job. Nelson in 5th, Josh coming across in 6th, G Silky in 7th position, nice ride, with Mike coming in 8th, and then it is Jack Wilman ninth. So, you have your finishing positions for race 1. Jack Hammer in first, followed by Gammy in second position, Jack's teammate Joe in third. So MV Augustus once again on the podium, Finley on the Teltran 4th, Nelson in 5th, Josh in 6th, G Silky aboard the Patronus in 7th, Mike Taylor in 8th, and running off today's riders for the race is Jack Bowman in 9th, with Mogsy, who I think disconnected or I don't know what happened, in 10th. So that is your final racing positions for race 1, as we now move to race 2 with the shortened 5-minute qualifying session.
GG's, everybody.
Oh, says Mike Taylor can't. That's not my end.
No, pretty sure it happened for everyone, I think.
I don't know whether it's my end or not.
Deck, have you remembered to change the qualifying?
He did, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I know the mic's having connection issues right now. Oh, it's fine, okay. It just came up saying that there was a network error or something. I don't know what's going on.
Many strange things are going on here.
Yeah. I just think the whole PSN network at the moment is just not good at all. So, very quick 5-minute qualifying session here for the guys. Jack Bowman already having a crash. That's running a bit hot into turn 1 there. It's about to be just a qualifying session where you just want to go all out and just try and get the best out possible, just settle up. Interesting first race, though I didn't get to speak or commentate over it. I was watching whilst everything was sorting itself out. But looks like again, Gammy was the first out of the pits. It did look like there. I'll have to see what the third sectors are like for both Gammy and Jack. Ooh, that was a bit of a interesting move there from Jack Hammer aboard with Mike Taylor there. But it does look like Gammy was indeed the first person out of the box yet again, and will be the first to set the lap. And Mike goes down, unfortunately. So here we go. Gammy coming down the straight. Then what lap is he gonna do? 38.9. There's Jack Hammer next. Yep, 37.4. What can he do? Who's next? Joe, I believe. Yep, into second position. Did you just see that as well?
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Mike Taylor and Jack Jr., I think.
There you go, Nelson.
Just Jack Jr.
Yep. 1.2 off the position. Josh Here we go, and he jumps into sec, 2.5 off. Finley next, coming across the line now. Into 7th, and Mike Taylor's disconnected, I believe. I have no idea. But are we doing the same thing with the main one, Jack? What? Are you sure?
I'll still give you the points anyway, because you did turn up, so you still get points for last place.
Yeah, you'll get two. You'll get 2 points. So you'll still get points if you don't want us to stop for you. Alright. No worries. Right, nice racing, well done. So I'll hopefully see you next week, alright? See you next week. This mic goes off for the disconnection. We move back to the guys. Currently GCL Key on the Patronus, the only person not to set a lap, but he is currently on one, so hopefully he can set the lap here. But I've just noticed as well, 5th, 6th and 7th are separated by 11 thousandths of a second. Very, very close there with the two KTMs separated by just 1,000th of a second, which is crazy.
My God.
And also to point out, the distance between Joe and Nelson is only 30 thousandths of a second. So, a couple of riders here very close to one another, which is incredible. So everybody has indeed set a lap, but Jack Berman coming across the line, so he may... Whoa, and as I say that, runs very hot. So... And Gammy improves. 4th, stays in 4th, but does improve the time. Only getting a nice line out there actually, and through the final sector of the track, using all those curves nicely there. Hopefully he can get a good entry and exit through this final corner, and it does look like he has. The Finley here could be actually on for a decent lap here. Finley across the line into 5th position. And that is your grid for race 2. Jack Hammer once again on pole, followed by his teammate Joe in 2nd. The Mark VDS guys follow them in 3rd and 4th. Finley on the ETR Trans in 5th. Jack Berman and Josh on the KTM separated by just 1,000th of a second. And then rounding off the grid is Dieselkey on the Patronus in 8th. There's only one guy in the 39s I've just seen there as well, so that's certainly interesting. And it's a wet race for the second one of the night and the final one of the night. It's a wet track at Jerez. Conditions changed very quickly there in Spain.
Interessante.
Nelson.
That would be down to Nelson. I can't hear him.
Yeah,
He wants to know if he can change his disc.
Yeah, you can. You can change your discs if you want to, guys. Yeah, Nelson, I believe he said it was fine, so you guys are more than welcome to change the discs.
Finally trying a wet race. It's different.
And the guys are ready to go. Here we are then. The grid is formed. Guys are ready, and it is Jack Hammer for the 6th time in a row on pole with 100% pole success rate in Moto 2. And it is lights out for Moto 2, VollGazz Moto 2 Race 2 of Jerez, with Nelson getting a rocket start with... Oh, Jack Berman's got the glitch, so it is going to be a red flag due to that. And Nelson has a humongous crash there as the red flag comes out, so I wondered what was going on until I saw Jack Berman do the old signal to me deck in race direction that he's got the glitch with the bike, which in a sprint race like this is your race over from the start, so it's only fair that we have to start because it doesn't happen often, but hopefully it doesn't happen on this race restart, and hopefully Nelson will be hoping to get that launch off the line as he did on the first start. So guys, start again. Hopefully everyone he gets away alright this time, and it is. Lights up, and we are off again. He's got it again. Jack Berman.
Guys, to be
has
honest,
it
I do
again.
not have a clue what's going on.
Are you clicking the
Don't-
rev before the animation comes
accelerate.
up?
Yeah, should I not do that?
Don't
do
accelerate
that.
at all.
Alright.
Wait till it
Alright.
comes on like you're on
Very
the
lucky
V to
as a
start.
red flag there, Jack, or I would have took you out. Second time. Unlucky.
So yeah, don't when it's on this bit, don't rev your engine. Just wait until.
Who's
I'm
revving their
going to
engine?
Jack Jr.
Lift the guy a bit.
You'll know by the sound of the bike. Everybody's away this time. Okay, it's go. Oh! And Jack Jr. wipes out Joe. And Jack!
Nelson.
Both MV Augustas down and out. They've got a lot of work to do now. A lot of work. I think Jack was signaling that was most likely Nelson's fault there, but I didn't quite see exactly what happened straight away, so we will have to have a little look at that after the race, maybe. So the MVs have got a lot of work to do now. Make their way through the pack. I mean, they're not too far behind. Hopefully Jack, with Jack's pace being quite a lot higher, faster this round compared to the other guys, hopefully he'll be able to use that to his advantage in this challenge of trying to catch up to the guys. And Finley running wide and onto the gravel there, so then he losing a couple of positions there, but he comes straight back at Josh there. Almost overtakes him. Finley running wide again on the green. So it's actually being... Whoa!
I think that was that a lag hit.
Oh no! Gammy rejoining the track collided with one of the MV Augustas, which sent Gammy flying, so Gammy getting a bit unfortunate there with, I believe, was a lag hit, and then the bit of a risky rejoin there with the MVs coming along. So, I can't remember which one he hit. I think it might have been Jack Hammer, so Jack getting pretty lucky there.
Joe.
Oh, it was Joe, was it? Okay, my apologies. That was Jack's teammate Joe. Closely following Jack. Nelson out in front by 2.5 4 seconds from G Silky. G Silky in second in the wet. With Josh having a crash there at the Pedrosa corner. The MVs now into 5th and 6th. They're slowly coming through the field now. So Jack Hammer, 0.2 behind Finley. He looks to go for the inside line here. Does he make it stick? Pushes Finley out wide. Nice, beautiful move there. So now Jack seems to be pulling away from Finley. We'll see by when he comes through the first sector. We've got about a 0.4 gap. So Jack on the charge. And he's now hunting down Jack Berman and G Silky, who are currently in 2nd and 3rd. G Silky doing a good job there from the back of the grid. So, potential G Silky being a very good wet weather rider here. And hopefully this, if he gets a good result here, this will give him a bit of a huge confidence boost going into the next rounds. Jack now firing it out of turn 5. Down the back straight, hoping to get a bit of a slipstream off Jack Berman there, potentially. It does look like he has, and he's much later on the brakes there, and he gets a good line there through turn 6 of Annie Pedrosa corner. And he's now right on the back as they go through turn 7 now. And Finley down with a collision with Joe. I did not see what happened as we were purely focused on this battle of 3 riders for 2nd position. As Jack looks at the inside now of Jack Jr. and he goes straight through. There's Jack Senior there. There's now Jack Hammer hunting down G Silky now for a 2nd position. And after this, there's clear ground in front of him, and 2 very bold moves there from Jack Hammer, but he's made them stick, and now he's got 3 full laps now to gain 4 seconds to Nelson. In the wet conditions, at this point you can now see that there is a dry line forming on the circuit of Jerez here. Very slight drying line. G Silky runs wide, and whether he was pushed out or not, but still having a very good ride here. This would be his best result of the season if he finishes in 4th, or if not higher. Anything can happen in this race. Jack about 3.5. Now, so he's gained about half a second in this sector. So Jack is definitely on the charge with Joe having a nightmare race in 8th position after the incident with Finley that we didn't quite see. So maybe, well, we will have to have a look at that because we need to see if there was anything going on in that. Currently everybody pretty spaced out, you know, everybody in their own rhythm. Jack, meanwhile, absolutely charging, trying his best to catch up to Nelson, and he's gained a massive gap to Jack Berman on that lap. Almost 2 seconds he's cleared on Jack Berman that lap, but closed Nelson down by about a second. As the gap is just touching 3 seconds now, as it was about 4.1, 4.2 when they crossed the line last. As it was Jack Hammer, best lap of the race, 1 minute 41.8, and I believe Nelson did a 42. I couldn't quite see what that was before it disappeared, but Jack Hammer, best lap of the race so far, 141.8. His first lap basically where he's had clear ground in front of him. We can just get the hammer down and just push as hard as he can to try and get that, keep that 100% win success alive. The tyre report currently, both their tyres very similar. Jack's rear probably worn about 5% more than Nelson's, but Nelson's rear is a bit cooler than Jack's, so you can definitely see that Jack is working those tyres as much as he can to try and catch up. I think most of the guys now that are behind Jack are just kind of settling into their rhythms so they can bring home a good result. Especially the likes of Jack Berman and G Silky, who are doing a fantastic job in this race as well. And this will be some of their best results of the season so far, so I'm sure this will give them a bit of a confidence boost. And Nelson could potentially be the person to break Jack Hammer's 100% win success in Moto 2, but I believe there was an incident involving the pair of them at the start of the race, so maybe some more things to be reviewed from this second race as there would be in the first. And Nelson, with Jack responding again with a 1 minute 41.4 faster than he did last round. So Jack really pushing this, but he can't seem to now bring that gap below 3 seconds. It isn't working in his favour at the moment. But Joe has actually passed Finney here, so Finney on the Etel Trans being passed by Joe for the 7th position there. Joe also now hunting down Josh aboard that KTM, so Joe looking to push as hard as he can to get some extra points as he can in these last few moments of the race. Here comes Nelson then, about to come through the final sector of the lap. So we've got a few more corners to negotiate before he is the winner of VollGazz Moto 2 Jerez Race 2. Here he comes then. 2 more corners to go. It's a nice line through there. So all of that curve. We've got the Jorge Lorenzo corner to go, and that's it. He will be... Yep, and he has. Came out of there pretty cleanly, and Nelson will be the winner of race 2 today, with Jack Hammer closely following in 2nd position, with Jack Berman, aka Jack Jr. in 3rd. I pulled that KTM with a run to the line with G Silky and Gammy, and Gammy takes it from G Silky. So Gammy in 4th, G Silky crossing in 5th. Good result there. Josh in 6th, Joe in 7th there with a bit of a bad race there, but it can happen. And Finley in 8th position. So that is everybody across the line. So here we go then. Your results of race 2. Nelson winning aboard that Mark VDS, with Jack Hammer closely following in 2nd with a 1 minute 40.9 in the race. Jack Berman in 3rd with a 142.7. Gammy with a 141.7 in 4th. G Silky aboard the Patronus with a 143.7. Joe aboard that MV, Jack's teammate, with a 141.6. Josh aboard that KTM, 7th, and rounding off today's finishers of race 2 is Finley and Etel Trans in 8th. So I believe now we're going to hear from some of the guys who finished in the top 3. As Josh has already left the lobby. If you wanted to, Deck, would you like to do the finishers of race 1? And I can do the race 2s if you would like.
I would, but my mic's having some troubles right now.
Oh, okay. So I will just quickly go and double check the results of race 1 and hear from the guys about that. Just gonna go over to find this now. And your results of the race 1 were Jack Hammer first, Gummy in second, and Joe in third. So we will start with Joe for race 1. Pardon, Joe, P3 for race 1. You had from what I saw from watching it, when I had issues, you had a decent rhythm and you managed to get a podium, which was more about how the race went for you.
Yeah, really good race. Had a really good battle with Gammy for, well, most of the race. So fair play for him. Second, well done to Jack for P1.
Thank you very much. And I don't believe Gammy has a mic, so Gammy may be sending me a message. Yep. And as I say that, he has just sent me the message. And Gammy, who was P2 in race 1, says he had a really good battle with Joe. He just tried to keep it clean, and then he put on a show just to put a show on for the people that were watching. And he says, well done to Jack for winning the first race. And he apologises for the rejoin in race 2. And thank you for that, Gammy. We appreciate you sending the message in so quickly. And we move on to the winner of race 1, Jack Hammer. Another win for you. It was 5 out of 5 at the time. So just tell us a bit more how the race went for you.
So yeah, I'm very happy for race 1. I just took the whole shot and just started to push very hard, and well, I just saw the gap growing, and then yeah, I won.
Yeah, that's certainly what happened. A huge lead there. I believe it was a 10.2 second lead you had there when you crossed the line. So incredible, mate. Well done. And you may be able to repeat that next week potentially. And we will now move on to race 2 results. And P3 we had Jack Berman, aka Jack Jr. in P3 with, I believe, which was your debut podium in VollGazz Moto 2 and VollGazz as a whole. So just, if you want to speak, you can. I know you've got a mic, but if you want to type the message, you can. But just tell us a little bit more about how the race went for you.
So if you can hear my brother in the background, he's just now going to bed. But in qualifying, I had terrible pace in the second race. I don't even know what happened. And then as soon as I saw the race was wet, I knew I probably could get a good result. So I had a good start after 2 glitches. And I accidentally hit Joe because I was just pushing a lot at the start to get away faster. Sorry, Joe, for that. And Jack fell as well. So I was trying to get past G Silky, and so I knew Jack was coming, so I had to try and get past, but I couldn't get past. So so Jack got past me, and then I knew that I probably could get past Silky, so I just tried my hardest to get past him, and I just tried to push, try not to crash, and so I could get my first podium.
Well, thank you very much, Jack, and well done for your debut podium in VollGazz Racing and VollGazz Moto 2. So, well done, and we'll see you out on track on Saturday for the Junior League when you're stepping onto your Repsol Honda. And then, once again, we move to Jack Hammer, who was second in that race with an incident that happened at turn 2, I believe, coming out. So you had to claw your way through the field throughout the whole race, and you managed to claw the gap down to 2.1 to Nelson. So just tell us a little bit more about how the race went for you and what was the incident.
Yeah, so when I saw the rain, I was very happy about that because I've wanted, since Moto 2, I've always wanted a different kind of race. So I've always wanted one wet, one dry. Didn't really care how it would be, but I just wanted them different. So, and I knew I've got some good experience in the wet, and I was like, well, I know I've got good pace anyway. Nelson got a good start and got me into turn 1. And then he ran a tiny bit wide through turn 2. I went up the inside. On my screen, I was a little bit in front, and we made contact, and I fell due to the physics of the game. So then I just tried to get back on, claw my way back through the field. They didn't make it easy as I was expecting. So yeah, obviously I would have loved them all to move out the way, but they're all fighting for all the points they can get. And then once I got to the second place, I started to push and push and push, to try and catch Nelson, and I was catching, but time was just not on my side. So yeah.
Yep, so well done again. You did really well to catch up as much as you did, and hopefully that you can come back fighting strong once again for the next week's races. So well done, and we move on to your race winner of race 2, Nelson. You stayed out and lead pretty much the whole race. You got a flying start, a bit of an incident at turn 1, so if we could get turn 2, sorry, so if we could just get your point of view of what actually happened in that would be great. But again, well done on the win. You've finally beaten Jack's 100% win success in Moto 2, so tell us a bit more about the race.
Yeah, so I had a great start, like all the starts we did with the red flag. I had a pretty good start, and I think the last one, the start wasn't that great, but I still managed to get the whole shot. Turn 2, I went a bit too wide, tried to cut it back in, and whenever I saw Jack, it was already too late, and we made a bit of contact. And because of that little contact, yeah, you know what happens on milestone games. You just, yeah, the one on the inside is just not gonna come out happy out of the corner. So that was unfortunate, but I'm happy about the win. But I know for sure if Jack was on the bike and didn't crash at all, it wouldn't happen. But I'm still happy about it.
Yep, and you know, I appreciate you both kind of giving your points of view on what the incident was. I think from what I've heard from you both, it kind of just comes down to, you know, the things that happen with the game and milestone, and it's probably going to end up being a racing incident. But once again, well done for the win. You have managed to stop Jack's 100% win streak, and hopefully that can give you a bit of a boost of confidence going into next week's races. So well done to everybody today. You all rode really well, and I will now hand it over to Deck, who will sign off the live stream.
What track is next week?
I can let me check that. I believe
Sale?
might be the cell. I'll have to double check that for you all. Messages. Scroll right to the top. There's a lot of messages now in this. It is, yes it is, the sale is Qatar for next week, round 4.
So, well, thank you everyone for tuning into the race. Hope you enjoyed it, along with Chapper's amazing commentating. We will see you guys next week for round 4 at LaSalle.